1v1 Green Tooth Gorge blue side. We have VindicareX as a Chaos Lord, very tough melee commander, bashes through cover, there we go, cannot be suppressed and is generally not a nice chap. Red side we have xHoLyHammerx as a Lictor Alpha, infiltrating melee commander, good at harassing, sneaking around and picking out high value targets. 3 victory points up for grabs, east, west and a central. East closer to xHoLyHammerx base, west closer to VindicareX base, and we see CSM heavy ranged infantry into more heretics for VindicareX, double termagants for xHoLyHammerx light ranged infantry. First power that VindicareX spends will probably be an aspiring champion to detect the Lictor Alpha. They don't have one now, and here he comes, planning a surprise party for these guys. Surprise, there we go. Takes out one model with a sync kill and they finish the cat and move off. CSM are there to support, they might engage the Lictor Alpha here, and he's not that tough to start off, 630 hit points I believe, there we go. And he's in melee with heretics with bolters firing at him. Here come Hormagaunts to try and tie up those CSM. Lictor Alpha retreats and gets away, yes. Gonna see a Doom Blast on those Hormagaunts and they take a lot of damage very quickly, lose a model and retreat. 467, 500, a 2-to-1 for xHoLyHammerx then. Chaos Lord getting shot up by termagants. Khorne Worship boosting his speed, such great synergy with the Chaos Lord. They should be able to keep him at bay though. They have Toxin Sacks if they want to cripple him, not even using it. Now in melee charge, can he catch these guys? Needs to be in melee range to use Kill the Weak and heal himself up, but he doesn't risk it, and that's a long retreat for the big guy. Chaos Space Marines taking the east side. More Chaos Space Marines on the way for VindicareX. I don't think xHoLyHammerx is done in tier 1 yet though. Warriors or Raveners on the way I would think. Heretics forced off, don't lose a model though. Chaos Space Marines take this building, and Flesh Hook works on garrisons, I did not know that. Hormagaunts come to decap, Lictor Alpha looks like he's going to decap as well. Units can stay infiltrated while they decap, but they do become visible when they start capping. Double generators for xHoLyHammerx, no generators for VindicareX. Spending a lot of requisition early on to get those double CSM and double heretics out. Warrior Brood on the way for xHoLyHammerx will give a basic synapse to these termagants and Hormagaunts, giving them a little damage resistance, 15% I believe it is. Heretics have their aspiring champions, so they will be able to spot the Lictor Alpha now. Move away from the termagants. Termagants taking losses from these CSM though. Chaos Space Marines will outshoot termagants. Will outshoot double termagants if they had cover. Here come the Warrior Brood. This is risky though. Aspiring champion heretics are there. Down to 7 models, but still very dangerous to warriors. Warriors are heavy infantry, start off as a melee unit, so they leap into combat, giving them a great passive disruption. And CSM get away with 1 loss. Yes. Hormagaunts have their adrenal glands, but don't think they'll be able to catch them. As a synapse unit, the warriors will explode on death, knocking down and damaging all non-synapse creatures. Chaos Lord has his combi flamer, which will be great for him chasing around those termagants. An excellent range weapon. Lictor Alpha chases those CSM into the building and they can now shoot at him freely. Should be able to get the decap though. They get right up to him and melee him in the face. There's the decap and there's a Flesh Hook. But they get right back into the building and the Lictor Alpha leaves. Ravener Brood on the way for xHoLyHammerx now. No Eternal War that I can see on these Chaos Space Marines. Second Heretic squad still in its default melee state. Chaos Space Marines taking a lot of damage from these double termagants with their toxin sacks and are forced off. They're going to force melee, try and get a loss. And Warrior Brood in the retreat path. Wow, loses 2 models very quick from those leaps. And was lucky to get away in the end. Lucky that the Hormigaunt Brood weren't around. They're in fact retreating. Ravener Brood hits the field, got a price reduction in 3.19, which not everyone is pleased with. There's a Burrow. They are a melee unit exclusively in tier 1. Their ranged weapon only available in tier 2 now, which is why they got the cost reduction, I think, since they're seen as quite fragile for 440, which is what they used to cost. Now they are 350-40, which is a very nice price for them. Warrior Brood have not been retreated yet, and they are getting quite low on hit points, under 500. Chaos Lord chasing around termagants and is taking out models left and right with that combi flamer. 100% accuracy on the move for that thing. There's a kill the week. Only hit 1 Ravener though, so didn't heal up the Chaos Lord very much. Heals him for every unit he hits. No war gear for the Lictor Alpha yet. He's gonna come up and retake this wreck point, and xHoLyHammerx goes tier 2 first after a very heavy tier 1. Adrenal Glands, double Toxin Sacks, Warrior Brood and Ravener Brood. Chaos Space Marines capping the west, or decapping it rather. They will try to cap, and more decapping from the CSM. Here come double termagants again. Tyranids of course relying on Synapse as opposed to squad leaders like the other factions in the game. Specialized ranged and melee Synapse available in tier 2, but this is tier 1, and these aspiring champion heretics are taking a lot of damage from his double termagants. Now decide to just engage the Lictor Alpha. Chaos Space Marines trying to force melee on those termagants. Crippling Poison used very well by xHoLyHammerx, but the Lictor Alpha goes down to a Doom Blast, and heretics get away with 4 members spread across 35 hit points. Wow. Chaos Space Marines forced off. Ravener Brood, I believe, have power melee. Correct me if I'm wrong, which makes them very dangerous versus heavy armor. Warrior Brood are getting Adrenal Glands. We'll give them melee Synapse, which at the moment will only affect these Hormagaunts, who are retreating again. Adrenal Glands are up and ready, gives them melee heavy, so they can damage vehicles pretty nicely now. Tier 2 for VindicareX, halfway there. Interested to see what he's going to go with. Will he risk an early Blood Crusher against these warriors? Maybe double Zinch CSM to cut the warrior down quickly and get some synaptic shots. Something's being called down. It's either Spore Mines or Rippers. It's Spore Mines and detonates them immediately. This is bad for VindicareX. Heretics get away with 4 models. CSM get away with no losses. Chaos Lord chasing around termagants again. That Combi Flamer doing a great job taking out models, but he's poisoned and crippled and retreats. Still no war gear for the Lictor Alpha. Chaos Space Marines all the way up here capping this wreck point. Hormagaunts used for capping duty for most of the game. Map control hugely in xHoLyHammerx's favour. Where are those Spore Mines? They are gone. Double aspiring champion heretics for VindicareX. Hormagaunts avoid them, which is a good thing, and decap this wreck point. VindicareX losing map control like crazy. Here's some Khorne worship trying to help out the other heretic squad with a speed boost since they were crippled. Both squads set upon the Lictor Alpha and he's in retreat. Triple generators for both players. No nodes. Double termagants forced off. Here come the Warrior Brood and Ravener Brood though. Ravener Brood have their Devourers, so they have a ranged weapon, also have their enhanced muscle coil. Heretics forced off. It's a 2-1 for Holy Hammer, 219, 412. VindicareX is going for a Blood Crusher. No marks for the Chaos Space Marines yet. VindicareX getting his power harassed again. And Raveners and Warriors are doing a pretty nice job on it. Back off though, didn't take down a generator, did take down a node. Double Heretics will be dangerous if they can get in amongst these guys. Zone Throat hits the field for Holy Hammer. Artillery unit doesn't need to set up. Pretty vulnerable, but does get a shield. Curse Lord again has to deal with these double termagants and just retreats. Warrior Brood in melee with Chaos Space Marines. There's Khorne Worship. And here comes the Blood Crusher going straight after the Zone Throat here. Zone Throat's in big trouble. Did get the focus Warp Blast on the Blood Crusher, which has snared it. But that's a charge from the Blood Crusher. Can he kill the Zone Throat in retreat? Does so. One of the quickest losses of a Zone Throat since he got its speed buff, certainly. The Zone Throat also emits a health regeneration synapse, so that's quite a blow to Holy Hammer. He's getting a Venom Brood in response, trying to take out that Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher has already paid for itself really with that Zone Throat kill, also by forcing off the Raveners and Warriors, and VindicareX is recapping the map. Chaos Space Marines are faced correctly so they can shoot while decapping here, lose a model and retreat. Blood Crusher needs to be careful, very isolated now. Where are the Heretics? They are busy capping, cannot worship it. Blood Crushers are a demon with vehicle armor. Quite quick move in, fight melee, and another Blood Crusher's on the way. Venom Brood doing so much damage to that Blood Crusher, already down to half, under half, and that's under Khorne Worship. Boosting its speed and boosting health and energy regen since it's a demon. Heretics retreat. Don't lose a model. Lictor Alpha has its corrosive claws, very nice weapon. Curse Lord still only has the combi flamer. Quite a ranged blob developing, might see Armor of the Inferno. Hormagaunts recapping. Chaos Space Marines having to retreat through a bunch of stuff, but they get away. Venom Brood can't really hit infantry with those venom cannons, but they do provide a range synapse to those Raveners and those double termagants, boosting their damage and health quite nicely. Termagants now with over 1,000 hit points. Lictor Alpha forced off. Looks like we have Mark of Khorne CSM. The other doesn't have a mark. Double Blood Crushers for Holy Hammer to deal with. Not entirely pleased with it. Not sure what he's moaning about. Just get double Venom Brood. There we go. Gonna be a triple for VindicareX, I think. Ravenous Burrow just retreats those heretics and they get away unscathed. 134, 355. A double for VindicareX for the time being anyway. Chaos Space Marines, Mark of Khorne getting Eternal War. Both have Mark of Khorne, both have Eternal War, both have their aspiring champion. No, first squad still doesn't. And here we go. Double Blood Crushers moving in. Double Venom Brood are there. Need to try and avoid being tied up. Also have Adrenal Gland Warriors. And there's some Khorne Worship to heal up these Blood Crushers. One Blood Crusher pretty low. There's Demonic Roar. Mark of Khorne CSM just about getting out of there with 2 models. 100 hit points. Venom Brood still there. Looks like the Blood Crushers will survive this engagement. 134, 311. Mark of Khorne CSM forced off the Ravenous. The only vehicle snare that Tyranids have is the focus warp blast from Zonethropes. He doesn't quite have the requisition to try and get another one. That was the big deal, I think, that Zonethrope lost. If he didn't lose that Zonethrope, one Blood Crusher would surely be gone, if not both. Chaos Lord retreats. Lictor Alpha takes the middle. It's a 2-1 to Holy Hammer 134 297. Triple Blood Crushers from VindicareX. This is going to be really difficult for Holy Hammer to deal with. Probably need 4 Venom Cannons to try and deal with this. Venom Brood, sorry. Who wield Venom Cannons. And here we go. One Blood Crusher takes tons of damage and goes down. Something's being called down. Is that Spore Mines? It is. In amongst the Heretics. The other Blood Crusher forces off. Venom Brood does it. He's in melee with them. Very hard to micro this much stuff for these players. Another Blood Crusher down to about 1/3 of its health. One Venom Brood goes down though, I think. And Khorne CSM capped the middle. Bloodletters. These are blood sacrifice bloodletters. And they're gonna disappear back to the warp any second now. Gonna be a 2-1 to VindicareX. Zonethrope on the way for Holy Hammer. Floating tons of power. 96 294. Can VindicareX pull this back with these double Blood Crushers? Heretics back at base. Lictor Alpha's dead. Chaos Lord. Still no Armor of the Inferno for this guy. Here comes the Zonethrope. Focus Warp Blast took almost half of the Blood Crusher's health straight away, and that's a dead Blood Crusher surely. Warrior Brood can finish it off with their adrenal glands. No, it charges away and is now under Khorne worship. There's another focus warp blast. And Heretics are repairing and worshipping that Blood Crusher. Good grief, Heretics whacked in a blink of an eye by Zonethrope and Raveners. Looks like a retreat from Holy Hammer. Doesn't want to lose this Zonethrope. Holy Hammer trying to take out the Heretics to end this worship, but they retreat and these Termagants need to leave. Zonethrope gets another focus warp blast, snaring this Blood Crusher a lot, but needs Venom Brood around to damage it, and here they come, and here come Warrior Brood also. Blood Letters on the way for VindicareX now. Khorne CSM crippled. Blood Crusher in lots of trouble. There's another focus warp blast. Uses its charge, knocking back the Warrior Brood. Surely a dead Blood Crusher. No. Charges away. Another focus warp blast. Constant snares from that Zonethrope. And surely, yes, Blood Crusher goes down. VindicareX has one left. Also has Bloodletters on the field, Demon Infantry. Good damage versus all targets, and they can teleport. Khorne worship healing up the Blood Crusher that remains. East side being decapped by Raveners. Warrior Brood take the middle. Is he going to go for the west side too? 96-184. Another zone throat hits the field for Holy Hammer. Might be dangerous with double Khorne CSM running around. And those bloodletters. Really going to need to control the CSM with termagants. Blood Crusher charges, knocks down its own stuff. Are these more spawn mines? Yes, nicely done by Holy Hammer, instantly suppressing this stuff. Raveners burrow in and then retreat. Spawn mines manage to get one more detonation before going down. Bloodletters phase out. Holy Hammer floating over 500 power. Chaos Space Marines try to decap the east side, get a flesh hook to the face. Lictor Alpha rebought then. Don't lose a model and get out of there. VindicareX has a 2-to-1. A Khorne Shrine going down. This thing will periodically spit out bloodletters. Blood Crusher taking tons of damage. There's Armor of the Inferno. Let the Galaxy burn by the Chaos Lord. And a full retreat from Holy Hammer. Zone Throat goes down. You see the Synaptic Shock. Bloodletters also take out a Ravener. 84-164. Warrior Brood get away just today. Yes, maybe not. There's a teleport. Can't quite finish off the last member. And here comes Holy Hammer again. 84-151. Frantic finish. Chaos Lord decaps, but takes a crap load of damage. You saw Holy Hammer move off there, thought there was Let the Galaxy Burn coming. Bloodletters go down, they were just spawned from the shrine though. Holy Hammer takes the shrine out. Is he gonna decap stuff? Lictor Alpha takes the east side. Chaos Lord decapping it again. Now being shot up by everything. There's Let the Galaxy Burn. Holy Hammer moves off, but then moves back into the embers. Doesn't take much damage though. Has synapse from the Zone Throat, giving basic synapse and also the health regen synapse. Another Blood Crusher from VindicareX. 84-98. A 2-to-1 for. No, a 1-to-1. It's going to be a 2-to-1 for Holy Hammer. Here come Khorne CSM, easily dealt with by the Termagant Cripple. But now they're free. And here come Heretics and more CSM. And Khorne Worship. Blood Crusher charges the Termagants now in melee with them. More Spore Mines. Zone Throat goes down again. The third that Holy Hammer's lost. Really have to look after those things. And VindicareX is going to take the middle, and Holy Hammer all of a sudden looks quite thin. 84-97. And there's the 2-to-1 for VindicareX. Holy Hammer not happy. Here comes the Lictor Alpha. Or not. Holy Hammer conceding, not happy with the balance of Blood Crushers it seems. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.